It's that time again. You know what time it is. The end of May. It's my yearly Genshin account overview. Some new things have come into the game. New characters have come into the game. I have brand new characters, as you can see. There's been changes to some old ones. There's been just generally a lot of changes. So, just like the last couple years, this is going to be a kind of quick overview of all my characters. We're going to take a look at them each, or take a look at all of them and see what's new, see what's changed, see what's better, see what's not as good, and because some characters have been switched around, you can say that. But yeah, this is it. We're about to get into it. I can't believe that I've done 2 of these before already, and now we're getting into the 3rd one. The time flies, man. Time really does fly. So, wow. Yeah, we're in Fontaine already. It's just nuts. The first one I did, we wasn't even in Sumeru yet. We were getting ready to get into it, but anyway, enough talking. Let's get into it. Here we go. So, to start, let's start here at the back end, like always. Toma, Gaming, Candice, Kave, Lisa, Razor, Dory, Kaya, Fremine, Diluc, Tartaglia, Aloy, Xiao, Arataki Ito, all level 1. Every single one of these is still level 1. A lot of these were last year, including Toma, Candice, Lisa. No changes to these guys, but there are some brand new characters here. That would be Gaming, Kave, and Fremine. They were not even characters last year, so it makes sense for some of these to be brand new, and those 3 are brand new. So, but the others I listed, they've been level 1 since last year. Just nothing different, no changes. Now these aren't the only 3 characters new that I have, obviously, Gaming, Kave, and Fremine, but they are the ones that are still level 1. So here we go. That's that. No changes there. Shikano and Hazo, he's had no changes. He's not level 1, but there has been no changes since last year, so there's that. Amber, she has changed, and I don't know how. She went from 1282 attack, which is what I had listed for last year. She went from 1282 to 1250, so she went down a little bit. And her elemental mastery went from 337 to 361. But I'm gonna guess it has something to do with artifact pieces. It's always artifact pieces. I'm sure somebody needed something. Yeah, because this artifact set was not even out last year when I did my last account review. This artifact set came in during Fontaine. So why she has this, I don't know, especially with those stats. Those are not good stats. So, but I'm gonna guess she had an artifact that somebody else had that I wanted, and I snatched it off of her. More than likely that's what happened. So, but nothing special about Amber anyway. I mean, I haven't done anything with this character at all, even though I said I kind of wanted to, just for the fun of it. I haven't done anything with her. I think I was going to build her just for the fun of it. Never got around to it, so and I still will one day, I guess, but nothing now. Nothing yet. Tighnari, brand new character. I just pulled my first Tighnari about a month or 2 ago. And so yeah, I'm gonna get started on building this guy. The character's been out for over a year now. I just now got my first one. And that's why he's 40 out of 40. I mean, he's brand new to me. It couldn't have been more than 2 months ago. I do have an Amos bow I have on him. I'm gonna do a golden troop, or not golden troop, but wanderer's troop rather thing on him. You can see that I'm already aiming for some elemental mastery pieces and dendro stuff, blah blah. A lot of these pieces are copium, but that's what it is when you're just now starting to build a character. He'll get better, but for now, this is my only Tanari. So 45.5, 77.2 crit rate and crit damage, but he's level 40 out of 40. It's no point in even looking at that stuff. I've yet to even use him. That's how early on I am into his building. So but yeah, hopefully by this time next year, this dude will be all souped up, decked out. I'm looking forward to it. Chi-Chi, no changes. Venti, no changes. Even though he's the Archon, but I just ain't used the guy, you know. I don't know. I just haven't. It's nice to have him so I can say I have every Archon, but aside from that, it's Venti. Albedo, it's kind of embarrassing, but also no changes. Even though I did have changes or plans to start using him, and now I just actually need to build him, I guess, like as in put points into him and level him up. And again, his stats aren't even that terrible. You can tell that there's been some investment. He almost have a 50% crit rate, and he has over 150% crit damage. He has some defense going on, but this is the same Albedo we was looking at last year, pretty much. But you know, maybe we'll get around to it eventually. But so many things have come out that I've just not put effort here. One in particular, which might be pretty obvious, but we'll get to that later. Charlotte, she's new completely brand new character, was not in the game last year, so obviously she's new this year. I'm in the middle of building her too. You can see she's 60 out of 60. She has this 55% crit rate, 95% crit damage thing going on, but she has a lot of energy recharge, almost 2,000 attack. I have this old thing on her. I don't know if I want to keep it on her, but it's something. She gets energy recharge for using her elemental skill, so I don't know. But yeah, I'm in the early stages of building my Charlotte anyway. But I do have plans to kind of make a nice one. I'm gonna make a pretty nice Charlotte, so looking forward to that. Artifacts, right now I just have an attack and energy recharge two piece on her. Nothing special. She's only C1. I haven't gotten to her talents yet, and I haven't unlocked that ascension talent thing, as you can see, because she's still pretty low level. She's just 60 out of 60, but we'll get there. Charlotte's gonna be a good one, but it's gonna take some time because I have other priorities. So there you go on Charlotte. Brand new character. There we go. Chongyun, no changes. Lynette, just like Charlotte, completely new character. She's just brand new, came out in Fontaine, so obviously changes from last year, since the character did not exist last year. Anyway, you can see she has like no investment either yet. I won't say no investment, I'll just say you see that she has minimum investment. So you know, a low crit rate, a low crit damage, a little bit of energy recharge. I have this thing on her for the aesthetic right now, but it is what it is. I have the VV set on her, and I don't really know what set to use on her. What does it say recommended set? Oh, okay, it says VV. That's funny. I don't ever look at recommended sets. I kind of find this stuff out by myself, but I was curious to see what it said. Anyway, she's C2, 155 talent, so you can see I am kind of putting points into her. But one day I hope to have a decent Lynette. So, Chevreuse, same thing. Just like the others, just like Charlotte and just like Lynette. She's brand new. I don't even have a weapon on her yet. I am doing the Song of Days Past thing on her. She is C0, but I haven't been too pressed to really do anything with her because I don't really have an overload team that I run anyway with Pyro and Electro. But so she's just kind of sitting there waiting for me to bring her out and really invest in. But you can see I'm kind of starting to do stuff with talents. And once I get into the weapons and everything and really leveling up some artifacts, she'll be okay. Yeah. She's this 22.1, 74.1 thing going on, but HP is where it's really at, right? So 20k HP extra, 29k HP in total. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. The 4 stars from Fontaine, Charlotte, and Lynette, and Chevreuse. I have plans for all of these, and maybe by next year they'll be looking nice. So there we go. Barbara does have a minor improvement, to be honest, which is actually unexpected. But she went from 60 out of 70 to 70 out of 70, and that took her HP from about 18,186, which is what it showed last year, to 19,541. So she's gained about 600-700 HP, and I actually have plans to bring her up pretty high. It's just like, why Barbara? But you can thank Farina and the MH set, the Merchausse Hunter set. I don't know how you pronounce that word. Merchausse? I'm just going to say Mare Hunter. We're just going to call it Mare Hunter from now on. But you can thank Farina and the Mare Hunter set for that, because when Farina first came out, I was heavily using Barbara as my healer for the party. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll be doing more with Barbs. She's still the same, you know. Nothing special. Still has the thrilling tales. And that was my other thing, because I was using Farina with my Navia, who is new as well, obviously. And this thing gives that a 48% attack increase, which was really good for my Navia when I first started using them. So yeah, Barbara had some use for a minute there. she has some good use. There we go. Barbara. We'll see what happens with this character as I go forward. Kuki Shinobu. No changes. Yeah, there's just like no changes to Kuki. I also used her when Farina came out. Tried to see if I could use her as my kind of healer and reaction character. It didn't quite work like I wanted it to, but she had some usage there. But now she's just kind of falling back again, which I know she's an excellent character in particular team comps, but I don't bother with her. Kujo Sarah, no changes. Diona and Sucrose, also just kind of no changes. As a matter of fact, okay, so these 4 right here, Kuki Shinobu, Kujo Sarah, Diona, Sucrose, just no changes. There's just no, those 4 right there. Same characters they always been. I don't really use them. I don't really have many uses for them. Maybe one day, especially Kujo Sarah, because, you know, electro buffs are always nice. And maybe Kuki Shinobu too, because she is really good. But, that's only if I get around to it. Sayu. And this is really funny because I'm not sure why this happens every single year. Her attack increased again. And I'm not sure why. This happens every single year. Her attack goes up. Just passively. It's like it's a yearly passive that Sayu's attack must increase. I don't know what that's about. So yeah, last year it was 1619. Now it's 1695. So she gained like 70 or 80 attack out of nowhere. It's really weird. What the heck? Why? I don't know. I feel like these stats are even the same. I feel like the crit rate and crit damage, the healing bonus, the energy recharge, I feel like it's all the same. Just her attack is increased. I don't have an explanation. I don't understand, but okay, so her yearly passive is that her attack increases. Cool, I guess. Whatever. Okay. Shan Yoon, brand new character. I'm trying to build her. You can see that she is 70 out of 70, so I'm actually putting quite a bit into her, but she's not where I need her yet. I don't even have a weapon on her yet. I'm doing this Song of Days Past thing. I'm not sure if that's what I should be doing or if that's what I really want to buckle down and do, which is why you see I don't have completely leveled artifacts. What does it say on recommended? Oh, see, almost half of people use the VV set. I do not know who Tansy is, so I'm sorry I won't be accepting your world join request. Anyway, but yeah, quite a few people do use Song of Days Past, and it's funny because I just kind of guessed at that. Like I said, I don't really use recommended sets or look at it, so that's really interesting. But yeah, she is C0, 166 talents. I need to put a weapon on her and start using her because she's pretty cool, pretty fun. But yeah, Shan Yoon, I have her. Maybe next year she'll be completely decked out. Xiangling and Beidou, no changes. Nothing to really say about these two. There's just nothing to go over. No changes. No point. Nothing to say. Ningguang has been nerfed. Her attack went from 1549 down to 1511. And her defense went from, let me see here, 609 down to 565. So yeah, I don't know what's going on with Ningguang, and it must be artifacts once again. It's always artifacts. When a nerf happens to a character, it's always artifacts, because that means I took something off of them and put it on somebody else. Yeah, that has to be it right there. Yeah, she's no longer even doing 4-piece Archaic Petra. She's just doing 2-piece now, which means it had to be this, because this goblet, yeah, that's the geo damage. So that means this was given to somebody else. Crit rate with, well, that's pretty decent crit damage, and a little bit of energy recharge. Anyway, yeah, so that explains that her headpiece was given to somebody else, and that nerfed her. So other than that, she's the same old Ningguang, whatever. Nothing to really say about her. Yanners and Xingqiu, no real changes to go over there. They're the same characters. They're probably the same characters for ever since the first account overview I did in 2022, let alone 2023. I don't think I've touched either one of them in forever. So, or maybe I have. I think I might have done a little bit to Yanfei. Xingqiu, though, I don't think this guy's been touched whatsoever. It's whatever. Kirara is new. I want to say she's new. Was this character out last year? No. This character's brand new. Yeah, I didn't have Kirara. Okay, never mind. I'm tripping over here. I'll have to look back at last year's thing and see. Was she out yet? I think this is a brand new character since the last one. I'm almost sure of it. Anyway, I'm tripping. Anyway. She has 41,000 HP. I have her with the two-piece. Varukasha, I don't know how to say it. So that V word, and tenacity. She's C1. Talents are 1, 8, and 8. And yeah. So she's a pretty good character. I like to use her in teams where I need a dendro shielder. Where I need a shielder, but I also need another dendro character. So I'll be using her in some teams, especially with like Nilu. I like this character. She's pretty good. But what the heck? I can't remember when she came out. I've really got to look back and see. That's pretty funny. I don't think she was out yet when I did it last year. Pretty sure she's a brand new character. It's hilarious that I don't even know that. Anyway, Calais, no changes, nothing to really say here. I pull her out when I kind of just want to have fun with her, but otherwise I have better dendro options. But I'll pull her out every now and then just for the fun of it. So, Yao Yao has changes. I don't know. I feel like she's slightly nerfed. Something must have happened, because I have her HP listed last year as 32,773. Now it's 32,295. So she's gone down by like 500 HP. Yeah, that's weird. Her defense increased from 665 to 801, so that's weird. And her elemental mastery decreased from 270 to 231. So what's going on with Yao Yao? Her crit rate and crit damage are the same. 21.3, 75.6. Her energy recharge. Her energy recharge is decreased from 146 down to 141.5. So she's lost about 5 energy recharge for some reason. Must be artifacts. It's always artifacts. What's going on here? Why does she have this? She has the Crimson Witch flower? Yeah, this definitely must be it. Energy recharge is pretty high. I must have given her a flower with decent energy recharge because I was having energy recharge problems. No, her energy recharge decreased. It was 146 last year, now it's 141. I have no idea. Okay, what I'm gonna guess happened is someone else had a flower she needed. It was probably Kirara artifacts. No, because Kirara's flower is not of that set. What the heck? I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, Yao Yao has been changed for some reason. Somebody stole an artifact from her. I don't know where it's hanging out there. She's pretty close to being the same though. The HP is like a 500 difference. And she's still running the tenacity, so it's not like her set bonus has been ruined or anything, but man, that flower's freaking weird. That's strange. Okay, whatever. I'm confused, but I will be probably changing something about her. So, official. Rosario. Goro. Mona. No changes. Those 4 in a row, just no changes. It's nothing to really say there. No point in going over official. No point in going over Rosario, Goro, or Mona. It's just the same old characters. Just nothing different. Jean has adjustments. I don't really know if they're nerfs or buffs. I feel like I've stole artifacts off of her or something. But her energy recharge has been nerfed quite a bit from 118 to 106. I don't know what happened to Jean. What happened? I'm still running this thing, by the way, but it hasn't resulted in a terrible Jean, just an adjusted Jean. She had 20,000 HP before, now she has 18,000. Her attack is the same. Her defense has increased from like 786 to 830, so that's interesting. And her elemental mastery actually has increased by 40 points from 154 to 194. But here her crit rate has gone from 53.6 last time to 43.5. Her crit damage went from 160.1 to 160.9, so pretty much no change there. But she did lose that 10 crit rate from 56 to, or from 53 to 43. So that's interesting. But she gained energy recharge from 106 to 116. So she lost 10 crit rate and gained 10 energy recharge. And yeah, you can just about guess it's artifacts. Something somewhere, somebody, she had something that somebody else wanted. I don't know who, don't know where it went to, but she got something somebody else, she had rather, something that somebody else wants. But it hasn't resulted in a much more terrible gene. It's Jean, so that's a good at least. She's still probably unnoticeably the same. So that's cool. Kazuha was new the last time. But there's no changes since then. So last time he was brand new, and now he's just the same old dude. Like, I ain't done nothing to him. Same things going on. Same crits and energy recharges and EMs and all that. I do want to get his EM higher though. I could do that. Maybe one day. I don't think he's a finished product. Or project. I call him a product. What the heck? After all, I can still level his skills some more, so there is that. And he isn't at 90 yet. And his artifacts, let's see what they're looking like. Yeah, they could be better too. Well, especially that. Well, no, that's elemental mastery. Animal damage. Oh, I have animal damage instead of elemental mastery. Interesting. And that one is elemental mastery. So yeah, there are some things I can change on him, but he has not changed since last year. Zhongli, there's still room to level him. Obviously, he's 80 out of 80, but he's had no changes. He's still doing his tenacity of the Millilith thing. He's still C3. I don't know if I've done anything here either. I think Zhongli's just the exact same. But he's so good, it's like I feel like I don't need to change anything on Zhongli, you know? He's just good. So I don't know what I want to do with him. Xinyan, no changes, nothing to say there. Cool character. I wish she would be in more stuff, and I wish she was better, but yeah, I ain't done nothing with her. Layla, finally we get to some buffs. Yeah. She's gone from 31,178 HP to 34,123 HP. So she gained like 3,000 HP, so that's good. Her attack went from 1,143 to 1,258, so she's gained over 100 attack. And her elemental mastery though did drop from 138 to 114, so there is that. But overall, those are some increases and stuff. She is C4, and she does have that really abysmally low crit rate. I think that's what happened though, is that I changed her around because I didn't care about critting with this character. First of all, she doesn't really do a lot of damage to be worried about critting, but I do have her with the Harbinger of Dawn anyway, so she still has like a 33% crit rate. But I'm more worried about her shields, and I think that's why I went the higher HP route and kind of didn't care about losing the Elemental Master and all that, because she's a really good shielder and really good cryo applicator, and that's where all her goodness lies. So Farazan, she's also buffed. Yay, more buffs. Yeah, she had 15,278 HP last time. Now she has 15,334, so that's like 100 extra HP. She had 1,293 attack, now it's 1,334, so she has about 30-40 extra attack. She did lose some defense, but who cares? Like, no one cares. But the buff on her comes in the form of the energy recharge. Her crit rate and crit damage are the exact same with 54 and 69, but her energy recharge went from 277 to 283. And so, yeah, she has a 6-point energy recharge buff from last year. And I gave her the Favonius Warbow because it's Farazan, and you're kind of trolling if you don't do that. This character is the most energy hungry character ever. It's crazy, but I have her at 277.8 energy recharge, and still want more. Still want more, dude. That doesn't sound like a lot, but if anyone knows anything about Farazan, is that she wants all the energy recharge. She wants every bit of energy recharge. And that 6 points of energy recharge will be the difference in her ult not coming up. You know, this character almost wants 300 energy recharge. It's actually crazy, but yeah. So that 6-point buff to me, that's comfortable. That gets me even closer to 300. So, Farazan buff, yay, cool. Yeah. Noelle, huge changes. This character just kind of got reworked, actually. And I'm not even sure that it's necessarily stronger, okay? But it is more, what is the word I'm looking for? Consistent. So to point it out, to let you understand, she had like 1,252 attack before, okay? Now she's down to 1,072. So she lost almost 200. Okay. Wow. Something fell over. Anyway. And she had, let me see here, about 1,764 defense last time. Now she has 1,663. So she lost about 100 defense. So she lost about 200 attack and about 100 defense, and her elemental mastery went from 58 to 0. But, and here's the but, she has the same crit rate, which was 64. That's not changed. And her crit damage though went from, it was somewhere between 120 to 130. Or was it higher than that? I don't know. I think it was about 130. Anyway, point is, the crit damage is still pretty decent. It's a 158.8. But the big buff comes in the form of the energy recharge. Noelle really wants some energy recharge. I'm sorry, but not getting her ult up makes her feel terrible. And so the energy recharge is really important. Not only that, but I completely switched her over from Husk of Opulent Dreams to the M Hunter set, the Mare Hunter. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that. Now, the reason I did this is because Farina released. And if you know anything about Noelle and Farina, is the fact that since Noelle can heal during her ultimate, and since Farina takes away HP from the team, there's a lot of HP swapping there. Her HP is going up, it's going down, it's going up, it's going down. And when you look at what the Mare Hunter set does, when current HP increases or decreases, crit rate will be increased by 12% for 5 seconds. Max 3 stacks. So if your HP increases, you get 12 crit rate. If it decreases, you get 24. Or if it increases again, you get 24. If it increases or decreases again, you get 36. Okay. Mare Hunter set can give you up to 36% crit rate. Noelle has 64% crit rate. What is 64 plus 36? 100. So basically, what I'm saying is, because of Farina, first of all, Farina gives Noelle a humongous damage buff in the first place. So that's already good. So some of that attack and defense that was lost changing over to this set is simply gained back by Farina's power. But then you add on top of it that literally every attack crits during Noelle's ultimate due to the increasing and decreasing HP. And so you have a 100% crit rate on Noelle, and you're just smacking folks. And I'm seeing huge numbers pop up. I'm seeing 40,000s and 50,000s and 60,000s pop up on characters. So I think this is an overall buff. The numbers look lower, but the Mare Hunter said it's just crazy, and Farina's crazy. So yeah, I'm really happy with Noelle now. So people can say what they want, you can say whatever you want, but I know this is better because the numbers are huge now. And that's all I gotta say about that. Yunjin, slight increases. I took her from 85 out of 90 to 90 out of 90. She went from 16,494. Well, no, that's what she has now. She went from 16,088 HP to 16,494. So she gained about 400 HP. She gained a little bit of attack. She went from 1111 to 1118, so not much, nothing to write home about. But she did go from 2265 defense to 2341 defense. So she gained around 80-ish defense, and since all she cares about is defense, that's a buff. So yeah, Yunjin, I just maxed her out. That's it. Nothing really to say about Yunjin from there, right? So there you go. Hu Tao, no changes. I probably haven't even used her. No changes. Yoimiya, no changes. But she's still my most played, top played, favorite character, favorite pyro at least. I don't know about favorite character. There's some other characters that are creeping up on that, but I do love Yoimiya. But she's still 95.0 crit rate and 195 crit damage. She still has the 2100 attack. She still C6, which is, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, did I really do that? Jeez. Yeah, but yeah, it's Yoimiya. She's no different. Coco Fish. Now, something to note here. There's been no changes to Kokomi, but if you were to look back at the 2023 video, you would see that it looks like she's been nerfed. She's been buffed all across the board, really. She had 35,000 HP last time, now she has 40,000. But she has not been changed whatsoever. So what happened last year, during last year's account overview thing, my Kokomi was in a party with Nilu, Nahida, and Alhaitham. And that was the party that I was running when I did the video. Now, the reason that matters is because Nilu and Kokomi together give Hydro Resonance. And what Hydro Resonance does is increase your HP value. So the HP that was showing last year was not Kokomi's actual HP. So it wasn't like 40,000. It's really 36,000 and something. But just to test it, I took this Kokomi back in a double Hydro party to get the Resonance, and her HP showed up the exact same as it showed last year, which told me that she's had zero changes, because the odds of it showing up and being the exact same is extremely low, right? So this is the true Kokomi, 36,909 HP. This is without Hydro Resonance. She has the 1400 attack, Still has her weapon, artifacts. She's just Kokomi now. But this is the true Coco Fish stats. So this is Coco Fish. This is the real her. Yeah. Oh yeah. And the C6. My God. Oh man. Every time I look at this, I'm like, oh my God. Oh, her annual meal. Oh my gosh. Anyway. So yeah, that's Coco Fish. But that also means that Nilou is different because she was also double hydro resonance, which means that Nilou's HP was changed. However, something interesting about Nilou, I'll get to it though. Also, Alhaitham and Nahida, because they were in the party together, that changed the element of mastery stats. So that whole party last year changed the stats completely of the characters. It changed the HP and the element of masteries. Which probably means Kokomi's element of mastery right now is showing lower than what it showed last year. But if so, that would explain it. She has 214 element of mastery now. She had 155 before. So there's that. And yeah, Nilou. So Nilou's the exact same. Nilou, though, interestingly enough, was showing it like 50,000 something HP, and that was with the double hydro resonance. I'm not even done building. I have that much HP. Wow. That's kind of nuts. And now she's showing at 69,000 HP without the hydro resonance, which means she's just straight up buffed. I don't know by how much, but she's like 10,000 more HP than what it was showing with the resonance. So that's something. Wow. Yeah. Her attack is new. She had 1202 attack before. It's 1233 now. Now her elemental mastery, I think, was showing as 230 last time, and now it's down to 140. So that must be the difference that was made up by the dendro resonance. So she lost like 90ish, but she didn't really lose it because it was never there, right? So so anyway, yeah, my Nilou is completely buffed though, and I'm gonna guess it's because of the weapon. Did I have her weapon before? I've always had her weapon, right? Why is she so strong now? Maybe I just got good artifacts. Anyway, yes, this is my Nilou. Right. Yelan. The reason I skipped over her when I went from Kokomi to Nilou is because both of these I put together, Nilou and Kokomi, because of the whole stats thing from last year. Their stats were kind of skewed. So now I can go back to Yelan. Yelan, no changes. I said all of that to just say Yelan has no changes. Same character. So, Dendro Traveler. HP's the same. The attack is increased from 1559 to 1612. So there has been buffs. The defense is the same. The element of mastery is the same. Let's see what's going on here. The crit rate went from 52 to 54.8. So there's a buff. And the crit damage and the not element of mastery, but energy recharge is the same. So yeah, Dendro Traveler is just slightly buffed in attack and crit rate. But other than that, nothing to really go over. Just the same character. And I do pull this character out too. It's still the best Traveler. So maybe we'll see what Pyro Traveler does. But so far, Dendro's just literally the best Traveler. Like, there's nothing to say there. So Nahida. Okay, now here we go. Nahida. I guess the thing to remember is that she was also in that party with that I ran last year during last year's video. So it was Alhaitham, Nahida, and Kokomi and Nilou. And the thing about Nahida and Alhaitham is the dendro resonance. So Nahida's element of mastery was showing as 1140. And now it's 1058. So this is what her element of mastery really actually is. Look at her element of mastery. And it's probably because the team I'm on gives element of mastery buffs due to the dendro, due to the dendro, what do you call it? The resonance? Yeah, I can't think right now. But I don't think my Nahida's changed at all. And the reason I say that is because I did the test and I put Nahida in a party with another dendro character to see what element mastery it would show up as, and it came up to 1140. So that's what it showed in last year's video, which shows to me that she has the same element of mastery base that she had last year. So Nahida, no changes other than her talents. They were 9 and 9 before, now it's 10 and 10, so that has changed. Yay. Alhaitham, yeah, there's a correction on him too, because again, he was the other dendro character in the party. So some of that's coming from somewhere else, probably resonance and all of that, because I have 2 dendro characters in my party and he's one of them. So his element of mastery before showed is 522, now it's 432, so that's a difference of 90. And that's, isn't that the same difference that Nilou had? Because the Nilou showed us 230 and now she's 140. So yeah, so there was like a 90 element of mastery difference. But that's not what dendro resonance does. I think it only gives like 50, doesn't it? For whatever reason though, it changed everybody. So anyway, this is the true Alhaitham. No, 58.6, 145.6. Yep. And still C1, obviously. And he's gone from 910.7 to 910.8. So his ultimate has gone up. So there you go on that. Kaching, Raiden Shogun, Yaimiko. Yeah, the Electro Queens right here, none of them have changed. Kaching is still 59.6. Shogun is still 53.2. Well, I guess I can say the crit damage too. 195.7. And 115.3. I can really do better on Shogun though. I really want to change her over too. And Yaimiko is 71.1 over 156.4. But all 3 of the Electro Queens are the same. They're just nothing different. Nothing to really say there. Although I might change Shogun over to a new set if I ever get around to it. Or I might just change some of her artifacts, because they can definitely be better. 115 crit damage, I can do better than that, I'm sure of it. But that'll be something for another time. Anyway, the Electro Queens, no changes. So here we go. Here we go. That's them. Ayaka, Ganyu, Eula, Shinha. The Cryo Queens, no changes. Yeah, there's nothing different about these either, other than the fact that Ganyu and Shinha now have new outfits. But yeah, they're the same. Holy crap, that's 7 in a row, no changes. Or is that 8 in a row? Now, Alhaitham at least did have... Yeah, at least I did level up his ultimate one, so that's something that changed. But Kaching, Shogun, Miko, Ayaka, Ganyu, Eula, Shinha. No changes, dude. 7 in a row. Holy crap. The Electro and Cryo Queens are just no different. But yeah. So, and yes, she's also C6. Jeez. But yeah, I don't know. I've never felt the need to change any of these because they work so well. But we'll see. I guess as time goes on, we'll see what happens. Scaraday, the Wanderer. No changes. Never felt he needed to change, dude. Like he feels good too, especially when I'm playing with Farina. So, Wanderer, no changes. Scaraday from Faraday, obviously, he's just the same guy. But I do like him. It's one of my favorite of the guy characters. Him, Alhaitham, Zhongli. Between those three, this guy's cool. So yeah, that's why he's maxed out, and he does work. He's a good character. But there has been no changes. Oh man. Okay. So yeah. So I guess the question becomes, if there's so many characters in a row with no changes, then where has all my time and investment gone to? Well, I mean, to be fair, you can see some of the investment, right? I've completely redone Noelle. I had to get completely new artifact set on her, so that's something. I mean, replacing an artifact set is not easy in this game. Especially when you're in between doing it, so you can't use the character because their artifact set is broken. So you just have to keep using the old set. And then you have to continue to get new artifacts to level up those artifacts, right? So it's not easy replacing artifact sets. And you can also see that I made my Nilou better because she had like 50,000 HP or something like that with the Hydro Resonance, and now she has like 60 something thousand without it. So I put effort into these characters. I put effort into Nilou. I put effort into Noelle. You can see I'm building my Shan Yun. That character didn't even exist, and now she's level like 70. Not to mention the characters like Charlotte and Chevreuse that I've started putting stuff into. You know, who else? Charlotte, Lynette. So yeah, I have been doing things. And so just these characters have just stagnated. That's what it is. You get to a point to where you're just like, not touching them anymore. Now, Ganyu, I might put a Wanderer's Troop set on, but even then, now I'm farming Wanderer's Troop for my Tainari I'm building. So even that might have to hold off. So we'll see. But yeah, I have been putting tons of time into building characters, as you can see. So even though there's a bunch of characters with no changes, don't let that blindside you, or don't let that, I guess a better word for it is, don't let that fool you into thinking I am not doing anything. Because if you really look and see, I've done a lot. That Noelle changeover was huge. And yeah, all the other ones too that I'm doing. But, and that's just the half of it. The real reason, or I guess the other reasons, are because of these characters here, the last ones in line. And those would be Navia, Chiori, I guess Bennett. Not really Bennett. Now, I'll leave Bennett out of it. But Navia, Chiori, and Farina. These three characters came out during Fontaine, and these three characters have taken up the absolute majority of my resources and time. So yeah, this is where it's at. On top of the fact that I've reworked my Noelle and built up my Nilou to be even better, and all of that. These three are the ones I've been just endlessly working on, but I'm kind of comfortable with them, and I still want them to be even better, but I'll get into them now. So this is what we're doing. This is it. I guess I'll start with Benny Boy and just get him out the way. Bennett, He was 80 out of 80 before, now he's 90 out of 90. That's nothing really major, but it does bring up his base attack, which is important. So yeah, and I think it's really time to hit that C6 Bennett, man. This is the same old Bennett. Just does everything. I might C6 this because, for reasons. One, I'm tired of looking at the little red exclamation mark. It's really time to do that. Bennett, I don't know, man. I think I said the same thing last time, but it's like Bennett, you get so worried that you might want to use him with someone who doesn't want the infusion, but they keep releasing these characters that cannot be overridden, or they release supports for them that are just straight up better than Bennett anyway, or they don't scale with attack, so Bennett's buff don't matter anyway. I really think it's time to do this. I really do. I might do that after I finish this video up. It's time to just get it over with. I say that and then I don't do it. Anyway. So Farina. This is one of my new ones, okay? This character is incredible. Just an absolutely incredible character. My Farina, 38,000 HP. Could be higher, but it's good. 1200 attack, 86 element of mastery. The weapon I have on her is the Festering Desire. It increases the elemental skill damage by 32%, and the elemental skill rate, or elemental skill crit rate, by 12%. So let's look at this. She has 45.2 crit rate, but with the added 12% from the Festering Desire, it's really 57%. So it is above 50%. I want it higher than that, and that's exactly what I mean when I say that I have not stopped investing in these characters. I'm still trying to make them better. I want her crit damage higher. I want her crit rate higher. I want her HP higher. I want everything higher. My Farina is C2. And I must admit, I got back into spending. Oh my god. I wanted the C2. Like, whatever. Did I spend for this one? I don't even remember what I've spent for anymore. That's freaking crazy. She's 21010. So I have double crowned her already, as you can see. I have her with the golden troop set. HP piece right there with HP percent, crit damage, energy recharge. But see, I would love to have some crit rate as that next stat, right? But it's defense. This one has crit rate, and it has a lot of HP, which I'm okay with that because it's Farina. But then it has that defense stat. See what I mean here? Every single one of these has something I would rather trade out for. That flat 18 attack, I wish I could do that. Do something with that. This defense right here on this HP piece, I wish that could be something. Now, otherwise, the stats are pretty nice on that. That's almost 11 crit rate, and then some crit damage and some attack. But it's like, the defense. And then this piece, that's absolutely super copium. It could have crit rate, it could have HP on it, it could have many things, and it's only 2.7% crit rate. So as you can see, I'm not done. And this is where my investments are going. But so far, she's still an insane unit. I love her. Farina's great. Like I said, it's really 57% crit rate on her skill, so it's good, but it can be a lot better. So yeah, that's my Farina right now. This character is absolutely amazing, top tier. It's insane how good she actually is. I can't believe they released something like this. But yeah, and she's just good, and she's taken up like a fourth of my resin. God, dude, I can't get good pieces for her. I don't know what's up. Why won't it give me good pieces? Please, game. I just want better pieces. Like, anyway, that's my Farina. Let's move on to Miss Chiori. Okay. So Chiori here. 76.3 crit rate, 223.7% crit damage, 128 energy recharge. She has plus 1181 defense, which brings her defense to 2134, and her attack is 1383. Yeah. I do have her signature weapon, which gives that insane amount of crit damage, 88. That's just nuts. And I do have her on a golden troop as well. She's also C2. I don't think I paid for the C1, but I do think that I paid for the C2. I'm not gonna lie. Talents are 6, 10, and 10. Yeah. Now, again, the golden troop is really, really good on her, just like it is on Farina, because the elemental skill damage is increased, it increases elemental skill damage by 25%, yeah. But when not on the field, the elemental skill damage will be further increased by another 25%. And since you don't want to stay on the field with Chiori, just like you don't really want to stay on the field with Farina, this is incredible. I know that you can build her with the Husk of Opulent Dreams, but this was better to me. And I just had good pieces that I could use. And now that I'm looking at the recommended, it even recommends golden troop. So haha, I'm right. Anyway, this character is actually crazy. This character is actually insane, and I want to rant because most people said otherwise. When she released, this character was super doom and gloom by everybody. Everybody's like, oh my god, Shiori's just the worst character ever. Why would you ever get Shiori the worst? And I get it. Because, for one, her C1 makes it so that you don't have to have that other... Oh my gosh. Like, okay, it says additionally, if there is a Geo party member other than Shiori, then she will trigger, another doll, basically. And so, that's really good, because it lowers requirements. And I get that people are like, wow, her C1 is pretty scummy. Yeah. I don't deny that. It's like the AoE is increased by 50%. If there's a Geo party member other than Chiori, then it will trigger the following after the dashing completed. Okay, so the way it works is when she puts down the dolls, if there's another construct, then blah blah blah, etc. I know. And the thing is, people wanted her to work with Navia, but Navia doesn't make constructs. But Navia is Geo, which means that the C1 of Chiori satisfies that condition. So she summons the other doll. I know, that's not a great practice, but I fail for it. I got it. So, and then this too. Her C2 is actually really good for just damage increase. But I understand why people would say the character doesn't feel complete because of that. You get her constellation to lessen her requirements so that you don't have to have constructs. I get it, but that doesn't mean the character is bad. Like, the character itself is fine. She does bananas damage, or at least in my Farina team. Again, there's Farina again. But this character actually does some pretty bananas damage, sub DPS. So I like Chiori, and I'm fine with it. I know I had to go into constellations because I wanted her to work with my Navia as well. And not just my Navia, but my Noelle. And neither one of those make constructs, even though they're Geo characters. So it's like, yeah, for my purposes, I needed her constellation. It sucks, but it is what it is, I guess. I mean, it's gotcha. It's a gotcha. It's a gotcha game. And it's pretty scummy, sure, but I mean, the whole practice is scummy. I can list off 100 different scummy things that they've done. This is just another one. So, but as far as the functionality of the character, I like her. She's good. And she's also the reason that Albedo got pushed behind, because I don't need Albedo now because I have Chiori. So I might build him as a complement to Chiori, but I don't need him with Chiori. So anytime I'd rather use him, I'd use her by far. So yeah, that's my Chiori. And then lastly is Navia. And I would just go ahead and say that Navia, Chiori, and Farina are the reasons that I said I'm unsure if Yoimiya is still my favorite character, because these three are also my favorite characters. I love Farina, the character itself. Chiori, I like for her design, and she just looks amazing. This character's great. And Navia's just the funnest character to play. This character's just so fun. And her design too is really great. Actually, it's amazing. But yeah, so this is my Navia, and my Navia has over 3,000 attack, 3,058, 37 elemental mastery, whatever. No one cares about elemental mastery, right? But she has 46.5 crit rate and 205 crit damage. Okay, she does have her own signature weapon. That's true. She's running this, and after using an elemental skill, you know, which is her shot, her main damage, she gains the geo damage bonus. That's all great, all good. This is all fantastic. Now the crit rate looks a little suspect, but similarly to Noelle with the M Hunter set, the Mare Hunter set, where she actually gets a huge crit rate buff because of the Farina. I have Navia's C2, and each stack of crystal shrapnel consumed, which is her ammo, you can think of it, will increase the crit rate of the ceremonial crystal shot instance by 12%. Crit rate can be increased up to 36% in this way. So if you have 3 charges in her shotgun, you can get up to 36% extra crit rate on that shot. If you got 2 charges, it's 24%. If you only have 1 charge in there, it's extra 12%. That said, her crit rate is normally at worst plus 12, so like 58%. But normally, if you add the full charge to it, 36%, now you're looking at like 82% crit rate. So this is actually quite a bit better than what it looks. Now, what that does mean is that her normal attacks and her burst are not critting as often. Those still fall to the 46% crit rate. So they're only critting about roughly half of every hit. A little less than half, because it's not 50%. So her normal attacks and her burst are critting around half of every hit, but her skill, which is her main damage anyway, is critting a lot more. Upwards of like 70-80%. So that's how that goes. And I still want her crit rate to be higher, but because I do have C2 Navia and it increases the crit rate of her skill up to 36%, I'm okay for now with this, since her skill is like 90% of her damage. Or I don't know if that's a true number, but I'm just putting a number out there. But yeah, there are some things that can be done better, you know, just like always. That's a pretty good piece. It has a lot of attack, but I would take a hit on some of the attack. Like, I wish one of those attacks had gone into crit rate, that'd have been good. You know, I'd be happy with this piece. That is a lot of crit damage. But again, if one of those other ones, like if one of those attacks had gone into, say, crit rate, or if that HP was crit rate, that could have been good. This one, this whole piece right here is just not great. It's an attack sans. Wow, this piece can definitely be improved upon. That's going to be what I aim to do. This piece right here can definitely be the one to get me some more crit rate. This geo damage right here, okay, this one can be improved upon too. Definitely this one. So yeah, there's room for improvement on basically all of these. But 46.5, 205 is what I have right now, 3000 attack. And this is probably my favorite character. Or she. Or Yoimiya. I still love Yoimiya. But these characters right here, and it's better because I run these in like a team. So the fact that those three are actually together in a team is what I also like. So yeah, there we go. That's my 2024 May account review, whatever you want to call it. It took a while to get through all of this. It always does, but there was a lot of context there I needed to give, a lot of changes and everything, but this is what we're working with, and hopefully by next year my Navia will be better, my Farina will be better, everything will be better, my Charlotte will be better, my Lynette will be better, who knows, and whatever new characters come out, maybe it'll all be better, but for now, this is what we're working with. I've been talking a long time. My mouth is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and hang this up. Get out of here. Yeah. May 2024 account overview. This is it. I've done it now from 2022 to 2023 to 2024. I guess it's just tradition now. We'll see what next year brings. There it is. We're out. Peace.